Hello. To speak a little bit more about meeting people and dating again and things like that, I've been asked many times, how'd you meet your narcissist? I met him online, and people's reaction generally right away when you meet somebody online and it ends up blowing up, they say, oh, well, that's why. No. The way that you meet somebody has nothing to do with whether or not they turn out to be crazy or mean or a psycho or whatever word you want to put towards it. The old adage of, well, that's how you met. My girlfriend met her husband online. They're very happy. He's very normal. So it has nothing to do with, online to me has come to mean it's just another way to meet somebody. You can meet a psycho out in the restaurant or out in the bar or out at the grocery store or in church or in traffic or wherever people meet people. You can also meet somebody. It is still up to us to learn discernment, which is currently, I've mentioned before, what I'm trying to teach myself, because mine obviously was off. Mine was off. My discernment was off. My self-love was off. There were things off. So I'm halting that whole production on dating people. Anybody. But if you are getting out there and don't be afraid to go online, because that's how you met your person. If I start to date again, I'll go online. It's how you do it now. Nobody's going out and about like they used to, even though the world is opening up. And now we're all vaccinated. Hopefully, many of us are, and hopefully you're getting yours if that's what you believe in. People are, I guess there's two different schools of thought. Some people don't want to get vaccinated. But anyway, the world is opening up, but it's still not the same. Nobody's going out every Friday and Saturday night in a club full of people or a restaurant full of people, or it's not like that. If you want to start dating again, online is probably going to be eventually where you turn. It's how you meet people these days. We all have to learn to dissect the person regardless of how you meet them. You can't believe everything that you read online when you're meeting somebody. You can't believe everything they tell you if you're meeting them in person. I've met just as many jerks online. For me has only been the last handful of years, 3 or 4 years. I've dabbled in online now and again, a little bit, not a lot. So it's been around 20 years. So I was late to the party of the online thing, because I think I was afraid of it too. But then from doing it, I realized you meet the same people, but you have to dissect. It doesn't guarantee ill-fated, and it doesn't guarantee a success. We have to see the truth of the person. We have to see the red flags of the person. We have to interpret those correctly. We have to interpret them honestly. I think that if you are in a state of mind that really needs a distraction from your narcissist and you really want to start dating again, maybe your narcissist is still in and around your world and they're dating someone, and you want to make it so that you're not alone, and you really do want to date someone and have them on your arm, not just lie about it like I did to mine. My narcissist isn't here. He lives 3 hours away. He has no idea whether I'm dating or not. So the last handful of conversations we had, I lied right out and said that I was. And I don't really lie. But it wasn't that hard, because I was on the phone. It wasn't face-to-face. And I thought it would behoove me to have him think I was otherwise occupied. Maybe it will help him move on with his new person. Like, leave her alone. She's happy. She's with someone. And she's not answering me. And she's not giving me anything back. Okay, I'm done with her. That's what I was hoping with that. And it seems to have worked, I think. I hope. But when you start to meet people, whether it's online or how you meet someone, the point is you have to be willing to honestly size them up. How do they treat the person that's waiting on you? How do they discuss their friends, family? What do they do for a living? Is it honorable? Is it shady? Do they seem like an honest person? Do they seem like a considerate person, a generous person, a kind person? Is the person, the last video I just made was about, is he gonna call? This guy, if he's at dinner and you're having a good time and they're having a good time and the guy is like, you know, I'd really like to see you again. And say this is a Friday night that you're out. And he says, well, you know, I have this and this, but how's Thursday night? Perfect. He's asking you already? He's asking you already. Right? And you don't have to wonder, is he going to call? Is he going to call? Now, I guess in a way we still wonder that because is it really going to come to fruition that I'm going out on Thursday night? So you're assuming he's going to call at least to confirm it. I'm not a big phone talker, so I don't want the person to be calling me all the time. I'm not a big get on the phone and chat. I don't like it. It's just not my thing. So other than if I was out with somebody on a Friday and they set up dinner for a Thursday, I'm perfectly fine not hearing from him again till then. And it could maybe a few texts. Hope you're having a nice day. See you Thursday. Like, I don't need to chat with you. I'm going to see you Thursday. Anything I chat with you about, I can tell you Thursday. Now, once you start to get to know people and you want to be on the phone, I guess I'm going to have to like loosen that up and compromise on that because people do talk on the phone to get to know each other. That's what they do. I prefer to leave chatting for in person. I think you need hand motions, facial expressions, even with my girlfriend. I'm not a get on the phone and chat person. I want to have an in-person visit to catch up on everything. That's generally how I do things. So you can sense that on date one if somebody's going to be the genuine article. And that doesn't mean they're your next love affair. It just means that it seems you have found yourself a gentleman, gentlewoman, gentle person who is going to not be shady. That's a skill we need to learn. If you feel that you want to go ahead and date so that you can practice dating and practice whether or not you have this skill set, then go ahead and do that. That's what I'll do. And I don't mean you're using people because you never know who you're going to meet and if they're going to be the right person for you. That's not what I mean. That's why I say you don't have to break bread with them. It doesn't have to be a 3-hour, $300 steak dinner. You don't even know the person. Meet them for one coffee, one wine. Nobody's shelling out any big money. Nobody's spending any kind of time. And then you determine if you want to go forward and, well, a $300 steak dinner isn't for me anyway. But you know what I mean? I know a guy who tries to impress women when he takes them out. And that's his MO. A $300 steak dinner. Oh, okay. She'll be impressed there. I don't even eat steak. But whatever. So what I'm saying is, the first parts of dating, you should learn to get to know and dissect and dissect red flags with people. But as far as whether or not you met them online, that does not at all mean something that makes them automatically psycho or you're only going to meet a psycho. I've met plenty of odd people long before online dating was ever around. Okay? Ever around. It's just up to us to be able to dissect and know and be honest with ourselves with what we're looking for. And I'm working on that now. What am I looking for? Intelligence, integrity, kindness, generosity of their soul, time, effort, and energy with me, with people around them, with if they have children, if they have parents. I'm looking at everything. How they treat everybody. Do they talk to their mother? Do you know what I mean? And if not, if you have any stories that reveal themselves in the first, second, or 10th date, don't ignore them. Ask questions. I'm sorry, I just wanted to get back to that for a second. You said you never talked to your sister. Why? Now, it might be valid. They might be in the right. It might be a genuine story of siblings who fell off from each other. That doesn't mean they're a bad person. But if you hear anything that doesn't sit right, I'm not saying you have to, it's not like an interrogation and as soon as they say it, you okay, wait. You can wait, let them finish whatever, and you can take a sip and take a bite if you are having a salad. And then, I just wanted to get back to that for 1 second. You mentioned, because we don't want to sound like interrogators. But I definitely will never again let anything go that I think is a red flag. I will say it immediately. I don't mean as they say it, but I mean within the same date. I'm not going to go home and say, oh, it went great to my girlfriends. Oh, it went great, but he said something that sounded a little shady. And now what? I'm left wondering? I'm not going to spend one brain cell wondering about anybody. I want to know right then. And I'm going to ask you right now. So go forth and meet people online, meet people out in public, do whatever. But just be sure that you're willing and able, in your state of being, to be able to dissect signs and red flags and keep your eyes and ears open so that you don't fall into the same trap again and pick the same kind of person that you're trying to leave. Because they're very charming, and you might meet another one. I've met several. I've dated several. Didn't know what it was, but that's why I'm so gun shy, because I refuse. I can't let myself get into that again. It's exhausting for all of us, that kind of relationship. So keep yourself in mind above all, and don't worry about if the man says something that makes you uncomfortable and you want to exit the date. Don't worry about being rude. You can do it kindly. You know what? I suddenly don't feel very well. I'm going to go. Let me walk you to your car. No, I'm good. That's another thing. I never let anybody walk me to my car. I leave the place and say, no, I'm parked right out front. You stay here. I'm going. See ya. And I leave. They don't need to know where you live. They don't need to know what you drive. They don't need to know anything. So handle it with care as you go forward. That's all I wanted to say.